we are going to talk about a couple of generalization tools that you can use to generalize your data. So one of the areas you can go to get generalization tools is into your cartography tools tool set and your generalization toolbox. And you're going to see you have a whole bunch here. From my experience, the ones that you're going to be using the most are the smooth line and smooth polygon and the aggregate polygons. What these do, the smooth line and polygon, let's say that you have like a really rigid type of river that is just like very angular. It just smooths it out. And same with the polygon. For instance, there are times that I kind of do a connect the dots with the outmost line points, and it makes it so that it's very, again, angular. With the smooth polygon does it smooths out all of those edges and just makes it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. The aggregate polygons, as when you click on it, it tells you what it does. It combines polygons within a specific distance of one another into new polygons, and that's again something that I've used, quite a bit for various reasons. So then the last one that I'll mention that I think is very useful in terms of generalization is under data management tools, generalization, dissolve. If you remember from the intro course, we did that to aggregate items that share the same attribute into the same features. So it's just a way of making your data look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And this is what I'm about to show you is going to be probably one of the more useful generalization tools where you don't have to do anything over here in Toolbox. You just do it in your Symbology area. So one of the attributes that we have in this parcel data set is the land use code, and you can see that there are things in the 100s and so forth. And what you can do with these is combine them into and group them together, because if we would make a unique value map of that, you will get something that looks like this, and that's a little bit of a mess. And the thing is, you can't really distinguish these colors from each other because there are so many that are similar, so it's not even a useful legend. So what we would do is, maybe combine all the 100s because that's residential, all the 200s because that's another category, 300s as commercial, and so forth. So the way you would do that is just go in here to double click your data and then single click on the first 100 and scroll down to you get to the last one in the 100 range. And then if you right click, you can go to group values, and I'm going to call this residential because all of those codes are a residential code. And I'm just going to hit apply as I do this. Do the same with the 200s. And there's many fewer of those. And group those. And I'm just going to make up this category. I'm not exactly sure of these off the top of my head. And then combine the 300s together. And call that industrial. Combine the 400s. Or try to. Call that whatever it is. I'm just going to call it vacant. And the 600s. And the 700s. And I'm just going to keep them, I'm not going to change that for now. And then you just hit OK, And notice with how much that cleans it up and collapses things. So that's a really good way of generalizing the data and making it look a little cleaner. And again, if you remember from other courses, just get rid of those outlines because it messes up the map. Just go to no color, and then we have something that's a little bit easier on the eye. So that looks a lot cleaner than what we would have had with all of those codes down there, and we just know the broad category of the different parcels. At a scale like this, at a county level, having all of those codes showing is not meaningful. Perhaps at a township level, it might have a little bit more meaning, or even a smaller geography than that, if you're doing some like really some types of planning that's totally appropriate, but at this level it's very difficult to view that. So that's just a couple of techniques that you can use for generalizing your data.